Hi guys, welcome back to the vlog. This is Vlogmas day 7. 7 whole days we've been doing this. That's crazy. So, today is Friday, and I thought I would do things a little differently. Maybe not as differently, because yesterday we done the Am I the Assholes. So this is kind of technically, I'm not telling stories and having you choose. But what I'm going to do is I've got several questions here that I screenshotted off of the internet, and I'm going to answer as many questions as I can answer. I'm trying to open it up now. So, and try, not all of them are holiday related. There's, content related. There's some personal questions in there. So we'll try to get a good mix of all of it. And today I have my hair pulled up in a higher ponytail. And all I done was run a little bit of gel through it just to kind of tame some of the frizziness and not be so frizzy. Should I have this light on? I wonder. I don't think I like the light. We'll leave it like this. I know it's not great lighting, but it's not dark in here either, so. Alright, so let's just get started. I've got my phone on the charger. So, I'm gonna hold it down here because it's kind of a short cord. Let's start with the general and personal questions. I don't know how personal they are. I didn't read not a single question on here. I did read the first one, and that's on the holiday related side. So that'll be here in just a little bit. But the other categories, the personal and the content type, have not looked at any of the questions. And there's only a tiny bit of questions. There's not very much of that section. So we'll ask those first and keep it rolling. General question and personal questions. What's your favorite way to spend a weekend? My weekends is to sleep in until whenever I wake up, whenever I want to bring my happy ass out of bed, and through the day, is when I like to do a lot of the cleaning that I don't want to do during the week. Some of the bigger things, and once that's done, I game. I game as often as I can on the weekends. I stay up very late, and the weekends is normally when I make the bigger meals. Bigger meals generally on a Friday night or a Saturday, and then I'll have it for the rest of the weekend and not have to worry about cooking the rest of the weekend. And then I stay up very late and play games until sometimes 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And if I'm not doing that, I am watching Christmas movies, Hallmark type, but it's not Hallmark. It's just whatever Christmas movies that's on Tubi that I watch through the Xbox app. So, what is a book you'd recommend? A book. The only book that popped in my head was a book that's not appropriate for most people. Of course, this is not a children's vlog channel in the first place. Not that it's graphic and whatever, but just was Anne Rice, the Taming of Sleeping Beauty. That's not a children's book, but that's not a book I think everybody should read. Any of the Colleen Hoover books, if you like reading. Girls, if you like reading. I don't know, maybe I'm sure guys out there that like it, but any of her books are amazing. I'm waiting for one to get done in the library so I could check it out, and I can't do the other ones, although they're in. I do the online version of the library books. I don't go physically there, but it's already reserved or whatever. But she's got other ones in her series, but I need this one first before I move forward. So anything by Colleen Hoover. Are you a morning person or a night owl? Give me an hour minimum, up to about 2 hours when I wake up before I have to socialize, because I am a very pissy person. Sleep has always been hard for me. It's been rough, and I am way better suited for being a night owl than I am a morning person any day of the week. It's very rare that I wake up in an exceptionally good mood. What is your dream job? Considering I'm not currently working, my dream job would be any job right now. But a dream job, maybe like a travel agent, or something I want, not a travel agent because they don't really go places. I want something where I can see different places of the world, and not just be based strictly to this one location. And not like a flight attendant. You kind of just go certain places and that's it. I want to be and see all kinds of places. So I don't know what that job would be, but something that would let me see a lot of different places. And do I have any pets? I sadly do not have any pets. It's a very small apartment here, and no pets allowed. This is my first time, not having pets, and it's sad, really. It just, you need something. You need a pet, to pet and, cuddle up on if you're sad or whatever. Just having a pet in your life makes you just a genuinely happy person. My goodness. Anyway, let's keep moving. Holiday themed. What is your holiday self-care routine? I mean, I paint my nails Christmas colors. When I do paint them, I make certain dishes that I had made for years. Maybe not in the quantity that I used to do them. Baking cookies, that's something that my grandpa and I always used to do for Christmas. Certain Christmas movies that I grew up watching, that I still watch and find that it's a must, no matter when. I've been watching Christmas movies for the entire year. It's just, I like that stuff. I like all of it. It's just happy and magical. And anyway, what is your favorite holiday recipe to make or to eat? One of the things that comes to my mind is a cheese ball recipe that my grandpa had made. And I told him I wanted the recipe. He told me who gave him the recipe, whose recipe it was. And it was my grandma's co-worker, which was also my grandma's best friend. And her name was Mary Jean. And she had the best cheese ball in the world. You know how most people like put nuts and things like that on the outside of it, and then, roll it in that? This was done with Ritz crackers on the outside. So me, growing up as a kid, didn't like nuts. I don't have an issue with those now, but I did not back then. And he goes, no, it's, it's crackers. It's Ritz crackers. So, and it was amazing. And then you're putting it on Ritz crackers, or sometimes I'd like to use and prefer the club crackers. Genuinely, I use, most often, I guess I should say, I use the club crackers, the ones in the little green box. And then as far as dessert, I had a creation of a dessert that I created in my mind. It's probably out there something similar to it, but I call it killer chocolate. It's brownies. Um, you take some chocolate syrup and mix in with some Cool Whip and make chocolate Cool Whip. Because back in the day they didn't have chocolate Cool Whip. And then chocolate mousse, some Hershey pieces, Hershey chocolates, or whatever kind of crushed up candy pieces. Reese's would be good on there. Any kind of toppings like that you want on it. And then take chocolate drizzle. And if you like caramel, which I love caramel, then in the opposite direction to make kind of a crisscross type pattern, spread your caramel over top. But those are the two. That's a dessert and a main thing. Share your tips for stress-free holiday travel. Pretty easy. Don't go nowhere. Stay home. You don't have to deal with traffic. You don't have to deal with everybody pushing and shoving and whining and crying and happy or sad, whatever it is. You don't have to deal with any of it. Stress-free. I don't go anywhere. What's your go-to holiday movie or song? Silent Night is my favorite song. It has been since I was about 3. My favorite Christmas movie. Oh, wow. Something about Christmas at Fields, Christmas at the Fields. And it's something that I've recently watched within like this past 30 days or so. Christmas with the Fields or in the field. I don't know something about Christmas in the Fields. It's on Tubi, and it was a really good show or movie. How are you getting ready for the holidays? For example, decorating, shopping, or cooking. Well, I'm placing my order this month for my Thanksgiving meal. Now, no one comes here. It's just me, so I can pick anything. It doesn't have to be traditional Thanksgiving stuff. I was thinking about doing a ham, but also having the ham bone, so I could make ham and beans one day after that. So I've been trying to think of other things, and I'm like, I could do turkey, but I don't really want a big turkey. I don't want to heat the little tiny apartment up with heat. So anyway, I've been thinking one year I done a chili. I don't remember what I did last year. I can't even, oh, I do. It was like a frozen Thanksgiving meal. And it sounds disgusting, but it tasted homemade. And then I got a Edwards pie. But, so I'm not really sure what the main courses of all of that is going to be. For this year, it's going to be, for Thanksgiving, it's going to, what is that? Viewers something. This Thanksgiving is going to be a Mexican themed holiday for me. And, as far as food. Things that I don't make on a regular basis that I really like is what I'm going for. So as far as decorations, I don't put decorations up. I am looking, as I said a couple videos ago, for this small little white tree and just to have lights on it. Just the color, switch it to red, green, blue, whatever. And, then I've got these red and green lights that are on all the time. They turn red there as well, so there you go. So that is what I do as far as decoration. Cooking, shopping, I don't do shopping either. You know, you gotta have income coming in before you go and shop for other people, including yourself, so I don't do that shopping. What's your favorite holiday traditions? Staying up, I think it's on Christmas Eve, but staying up late and watching A Christmas Carol over and over and over. And hot cocoa, peanut butter balls, watching Christmas movies. I guess that's about it as far as the traditions and things that I like to do, besides what I've said in the past. And then the final question is, well, the final question for holiday is, what's your Christmas wish list this year? My Christmas wish list is pretty simple. I want things that are going to make things easier for me here at the house. I need more towels and washcloths. I would say a good set of 4. I need, or would like to have a small air fryer. It doesn't have to be big because I've got very little space, but an air fryer so I could do a lot of meals. And with the air fryer, I want the pans, appropriate pans that you can put in there or safer in there to cook other things, like to bake cookies or to bake a cake or brownies, cornbread, whatever you want to do. So I want that for that purpose. I want a new dish pan and new comforter set. The pillowcases, the shams, the skirt, the comforter. And that's it. Just those few things would be ideal for me. I want nothing. I don't need clothes and purses and shoes, and you don't have the space for a lot of crap around. So just those few little items. And maybe like some kitchen utensils, not like spoons, forks, things like that, like the big, like the serving spoons, the wooden spoons. Maybe like a wooden spoon set. That would be kind of ideal. Measuring cups and measuring spoons. Other than that, I don't need anything else. So that's just a wish list. Then the other one is, what are my goals for the new year? I don't make goals or resolutions or whatever. My only hope is that I can try to make each day from now till whenever. Like, I want to be a little bit better than what I was yesterday, today. And tomorrow I want to be a little bit better than I was today. Make it a little bit more happier. Be kinder to people. Just try to give people how you want to be treated. Treat them that way, I want to be a happy-go-lucky person, so go out and be happy-go-lucky with people. Smile, interact and say hi. Compliment somebody. My mouth's getting very dry. What is your favorite video you made this year? On this channel, I've not put out very many videos, so I can't really pick a specific one. Yesterday's Am I the Asshole was more me looking back and watching me as I was getting ready to upload it. I was laughing a lot and I just didn't care. Or maybe that wasn't yesterday's Am I the Asshole. There's a video that's on this phone down here that I gotta figure out to get to you. That video, I was carefree. I took my glasses off. Didn't care about people judging me because my eyes are crossed. I was just genuinely myself, laughing, cutting up, and let down every guard I had in that video. It is probably the most ridiculous video in the world to most people, but for me, that was very liberating, very freeing to kind of just be me. Don't come on and have to be a certain way, dress a certain way. If I was still in my clothes for 4 days ago, that was fine. I don't care. So that's the type of person that I want to try to get to be. I'm me here every other day. any other time, except for when I'm on a camera. I feel like I have to be something special or something different, and I'm not. I'm not going to be anything but just who I am. This is me. This is what you get. Like it or leave it. Do you plan your daily content? I do not, most generally. Generally. Shit. I've been saying that wrong the entire time, and I know that. I don't, except for whenever I'm thinking kind of last minute or whatever, before I just pick it up and say, hey, what are you guys doing? I would think of like some questions, some things like that, that is kind of gives me something to talk about instead of just kind of fumbling for thinking about what we're doing. So I do kind of plan for that. Otherwise, if I'm just picking up and just talking, no. And then the final question of all the questions is, what type of content do you want to create in the future? I want a lot of videos where, and not every video will have to be that, but where I'm like answering questions, or like little survey things, like where I'm like I'm reading these questions and then answering. I really enjoy that. That's a lot of fun. And it lets you guys know a little bit about me and my opinions and things that I like or may not like. And it got me thinking earlier today that I ought to do one kind of like we did like when we were in high school or whatever. What's your favorite color, and what color eyes do you have, and things you'd ask like people that you liked or whatever. And so I thought that'd be kind of fun to kind of go back on that. Maybe do a little 90s nostalgia. Growing up in the 80s and 90s. So that's the kind of content that I want to try to make most often. There is going to be a lot of me just talking too, because at the end of the day, you run out of questions, or you run out of looking for the questions and not getting the same thing 50,000 times. But anyway, that was it for those videos, or those questions. I loved answering these things. I sadly, my traditions though for Christmas is a lot different these last 10 years than what they were. I used to, we used to go to my grandma's, or later on to my aunts, 2 different aunts. We would have Christmas dinner, and then we'd all open up presents from the grandparents and, from cousins and everybody. And we would have a big dinner. There would be a Christmas movie playing, or football if the guys was watching any of that. Sometimes we would go to the golf course, and we would go sleigh riding. Later on, it became sleigh riding out at my aunt's house because they had a big hill. Just spending quality family time. We would spend hours all together. Your extended family, everybody was there. So I don't really have that now. I don't have any of that now. It's just me. And every holiday, and this is not a sad, poor me, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for her. Don't, please, because I'm okay. But every Christmas for the last 10 years or so, I've spent by myself. And although I would love to spend some of that time with Jay, but I don't want all the family, all the his family, not that there's anything wrong with them, but just I am used to, for 10 years, doing everything on my own, every day on my own, that people really get me anxious, regardless how kind, how sweet and loving they are. It's just like, nope, I want my quiet holiday. I can watch any movie I want. I don't have to ask, is this okay that we watch? I can eat when I want. I can drink when I want. I can nap when I want. And I'm comfortable with that now. So I'm okay that it's by myself. Would I like to see my kids and grandkids over the holidays? Absolutely. I would be thrilled to have my brother and the boys come down again. But anyway, that's it for today's video. We are losing light. I can see the difference between when I first started it to now. And so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I thank you guys for watching the video today. If you liked it, please give me a like, and please consider subscribing. That would help me out. And if you have anybody that is interested in this kind of boring content that I like, learning about me, share it with them. Who knows? Maybe it might be something fun or somebody to laugh at. I don't know. I don't care. You're welcome. Either way. Anyway, see you guys later for another video. I'm going to start researching on some more questions for tomorrow. Try to make them a little bit more fun. So, anyway, we shall see.